My name is LaKendra Montgomery, and today I'm going to be talking to you about suicide, some of the warning signs and risk factors, and some preventative measures and solutions that you can use to help a person who may be having suicidal thoughts. The first thing I'm going to do is talk to you about what suicide is. And suicide is the taking of one's own life through firearms, knives, drugs, or anything that can cause a person to harm themselves and kill themselves. According to the World Health Organization, suicide takes about 1 million lives each year. Suicide is something that most people aren't aware of. And if suicide is taking about 1 million lives each year, it's something that I really think we should focus on. Now, there are a few warning signs and risk factors that you can look for a person who may be contemplating suicide. And one of the warning signs that you can look for is a person who has lost their love for life. Now, if you're around a person that are always talking about how bad their situation is or how bad life is, they just don't see any good in life whatsoever, this is a warning sign that you want to be watchful of, and it's the sign of a person that may be contemplating suicide. Some of the other warning signs can include not eating enough, eating too much, not sleeping enough, sleeping too much, the loss of a loved one, the loss of a relationship, a family history of suicide. These are all things you want to be watchful of when a person is contemplating suicide. Or another warning sign is someone who always wants to be isolated. Someone who likes to spend a lot of time by themselves and don't want to be involved with, anything going on. This is something that you want to be watchful and mindful of also with a person that may be contemplating suicide. Now, there are many things that you can do to help this person. One of the main things you want to do is to communicate with them. Communication is key when a person is contemplating suicide, because if you talk to the person and get this person to open up to you, then you could possibly save a life. You want to seek some professional help. Get them that kind of help that can help them live. When suicide is playing a factor, you always want to be positive and promote life. And one thing that you can also do is to be proactive with the person. For example, if you know someone that's contemplating suicide, don't wait for the person to call you or to come see you. You call them or you drop in to see them to make sure that they're doing okay. Another thing that you can do is to let other people know about these suicidal thoughts that the person is having, so that they can watch out for anything that could harm them or cause harm to themselves, potentially killing themselves. For example, you want to make sure there are no knives or guns or any kind of drugs or pill, anything that this person used that could potentially kill themselves. You want to make sure these things aren't in their environment. You always want to promote life. That's the key goal here, is to promote life. Some of the other things you can do is encourage the person to exercise and be active. When you exercise, you release endorphins, which also releases stress, and this can also help the person to avoid any suicidal tendencies that they may be having. Some other things that you can do is encourage them to call suicide hotlines. Now, suicide hotlines are really great interventions for those who may be contemplating suicide. And one of the good things about a suicide hotline is a lot of them run 24/7. So if it's 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning and you're having these thoughts and you're right there beside killing yourself, or that person that you know is right there beside killing themselves, then you can encourage them to call those suicide hotlines. They are on call 24/7, and they are really good at preventing death via suicide. Now, with these suicide hotlines, they have saved so many lives. And I think some of the main reasons that they have saved so many lives is because, they're on call 24/7. And I really think I want to really be an advocate for those teen suicide hotlines, or just suicide hotlines in general, because they have saved so many lives. So that's also another thing that you can do, is to, encourage this person to be positive. I always want to promote life and be positive about, life in general. You want them to know that no matter what pain that they may be going through, death is never the answer. You always want this person to remember to choose life. You always want to choose life to live. And that Death cannot cure a problem that's going to be there for a short time. Death is permanent, and you don't ever want a person to feel like the end of their life is going to cure their problem. So today I hope that I have enlightened you a little bit about what suicide is and some of the warning signs that you can look for a person that may be contemplating suicide, and some preventative measures and some things that you can do to help these people who may be contemplating suicide. Thank you.